What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new video, and I just want to jump right in and just talk about one of the photography skills that I'm really interested in, and I think it's really awesome, and that's product photography. It's always cool to see like portrait photography, landscape photography, but when it comes to creating content for a brand, there's a lot that goes into that, and that's why I really like bumping into people on Instagram or on TikTok, whether they're like a photographer or a videographer, and seeing what they do behind the scenes to create their actual specific shot that they made for a brand. Specifically, there's one individual that I believe he's from the West Coast. His name is Justin Graziano. He actually inspired me to do this specific video. He has some really awesome videos, and one in particular that I thought was really awesome was his sneaker photography, and that inspired me to do this video and go ahead and just try it myself. In this video, we're gonna go over how I got this specific shot, and we're gonna go over the gear, what I did to actually create this specific image, and well, that's a sneaker back there. It's floating. It's floating, kind of. It's like magic. Now, actual professionals that do this type of work full time, there's a ton of tools out there that they use, but one in particular for this image is the actual string that I use, and it's fishing string. So it's like really like transparent string. It's super thin. I was able to tie the string together to the C-stand that I have, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it was a little bit of a struggle, a little bit annoying. But I got the hang of it, and the first thing I did was balance from the back side of the sneaker and the front side, and then worked my way around the actual shoelaces. And that was really cool to be able to maneuver that. Now, I'm pretty sure in a professional setting, especially when you're dealing with a client, there's multiple variations of like the sneaker shot, where the strings are going to be placed and how it's going to be placed. So I just managed to do one just because I just want to get the idea out there and show you that you can do it as well. Now, another tool that you can use is the actual pole itself, whether it's a rod from a C-stand, or maybe just a regular pole, and you just put tape around it and like just have it hanging in the air. You can take that, put it into Photoshop, and take it out, which is something we're going to talk about in a little bit. Now, when it comes to lighting, my key light I'm using is what I'm using now, which is the Godox SLB60W, which is a corded light. I do have the non-corded, but having a corded light, especially for product shoots, I think it's super important. This is what I use as the key light. I also use the 36-inch Easy Glow beauty dish with a grid on it to control that light so it's not spilling all over the place. And also the secondary light that I use is a light from Moment, which I've done a video on it before, but I'll link it down in the description below. You guys can check it out later. What I ended up doing was using that light to highlight certain areas of the sneaker and took a photo of it. I did that so that I could have a bunch of images I could put into Lightroom and in Photoshop and create a full composite and how I want the sneaker to show. And when it comes to camera gear, I use the handy dandy Sony A7 III. I love this camera. It's never gonna go away for the most part. Well, until maybe A7 IV, maybe. My lens of choice was the Tamron 20-75, not the version 2, the version 1. Love this lens. I've always have this lens with me at all times, even if I'm shooting prime throughout the day. I will always have this 20-75 with me just because I just really dig the lens and the quality and the price. You can't beat it. Now, when it comes to the actual final image, to give it that floating effect, we had to take all those images that I took, drop them in a Lightroom, do some tweaking, and then I put them into Photoshop. Now, when it comes to dropping into Photoshop, some of the tools that I did use was the pen tool and also masking as well, and I ended up putting the pieces together into one specific image that you see there. Now, if you want me to go in depth with that, I can totally make another video for you guys. Just let me know if you're interested in seeing that type of video. I have no problem doing that. But yeah, it was pretty tedious. I ended up just trying different variations of how I had the light pointing at the sneaker, and just turn off the mask, turn on the mask, just to see what I wanted. I ended up creating a gradient in the background. I did have some ideas to add to it as far as branding goes, but I just wanted to keep it simple, keep the sneaker focused, add some of that color that's from the sneaker itself. Now, it sounds easy from what I just explained it, but it took me a couple hours to really get this composite. So I got to give props to those that actually do this for a living, because there's a lot involved when it comes to doing composites. So I'm really excited to actually go ahead and try some other things. Maybe it's a can of soda or a juice, a brand. I don't know. You let me know what you want to see in regards to compositing, and I'm totally down to try new stuff. So I mean, hey, professional, and you're watching this and this is what you do for a living, feel free to drop down some tips in the comments below, and like that would just be really cool just to learn from you guys. If you want to check out the final image and also a reel that I did on Instagram, you can follow me at Josh Luciano. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button below, share with your friends and all that good stuff, and until then, stay awesome, stay fresh, keep creating. Peace. But it's floating. It's floating. It's floating.